What is success to you? Is it being the best at your job, making $1 million in your 20s, or is it getting married and having a family, the dog, and the white picket fence? What is success? It's a question we all have to answer because whether we realize it or not, we're all seeking it. We all choose a way of defining success, and if we're not thoughtful about it, we often end up going with the world's definition, which, to put it simply, is doing better than the person next to you. I mean, think about it. How do you know if you're a beautiful person? You go on Instagram and compare yourself to everyone else. How do you know if you're smart? You compare your test scores to other people. How do you know if you have a good job? You compare how much money you make, what kind of car you have. How do you know if you're strong? You can lift more than the other guy at the gym. How do you know if your sports team is good? You do better in games. But there is a problem with the world's way of measuring success. In order for you to succeed, someone else has to fail. In order for there to be winners, there must be losers. What I'm saying is that by the world's way of seeing things, not everyone can find success. Some people are born to fail. But the world justifies this way of measuring success by saying that anyone can be the best if they work hard enough. Anyone can be the prettiest, the smartest, the most athletic if they're willing to work hard and train more than anyone else. Meaning that if you want to find success, or if you want to do better than the person next to you, you can. You just have to earn it. But Jesus taught a different idea, one that can be uncomfortable. Jesus taught that you can't be or do anything you set your mind to. This means that if you work just as hard as your next door neighbor, they still might end up more successful than you by the world's standards. Let's examine some scripture to see what Jesus means. Matthew chapter 25 details a parable that Jesus taught. In this parable, there's a rich man who's going to go away on a journey. And he has 3 servants. And before he goes, he gives one servant $5,000, another servant $2,000, and that third servant $1,000. And then he leaves. What do the 3 servants do? They go right to work, hustling and trading in order to double their master's money. At least the first 2 do. The third just buries his in the ground. Eventually, the master returns, and he comes to see how his servants did managing his money. He congratulates the first 2 servants and rewards them for their work. He is very pleased, but when he gets to the third servant who buried his money, his tone changes. He's disappointed and angry, in fact. He has that servant fired. So what does any of this have to do with us? Jesus is teaching that some people are more gifted than others. The man who was given $5,000 was given more than the man with $2,000 was given more than the man with $1,000. And if we're honest, we know this. Some people are born just naturally prettier, smarter, and more athletic than others. But the good news is that Jesus doesn't judge us by the world's standards. He doesn't care how we stack up compared to someone else. The master was just pleased that his servants doubled their money, whether that was $5,000 more or $2,000 more. Here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter how much you end up with. What matters is what you do with what you have. Do you compare yourself to people who seem to have more in life? More money or friends or Instagram followers or more success? God isn't worried about who has more or what you can do compared to them. He wants to see you work diligently with what you have. This is success to God. And for me, this is really hard. I constantly find myself comparing my life to others. I feel better or worse depending on how I seem to be doing compared to them. I'll see someone doing something that I can't do or who has something that I don't have, and I completely forget about the gifts that God has given me. God made me different on purpose, and knowing this gives me confidence to be myself. This allows me to celebrate the success of others and my own, even if that success looks different. I find freedom in Jesus' way of measuring success, and I hope you do too. Remember, it's not what you end up with that matters. It's what you do with what you have. Bing! Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Leave a comment below to let me know what you thought. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and if you want to see more of these kind of videos, then make sure you subscribe. This one's for you, Mom.